Tonight on Fox 56 News at 7, we have our team all across eastern Kentucky tonight in the hardest hit areas, continuing our coverage of the deadly eastern Kentucky floods. We have the latest straight ahead. Plus, Governor Beshear surveying the damage in eastern Kentucky and providing an update on rescue and recovery efforts. And how one nonprofit is already finding ways to give back to those struggling in the floods. It's the top of the hour. Fox 56 News at 7 starts right now.
Live from Lexington, our home, your news. This is Fox 56 News at 7.
Good evening, I'm Imani Payne. We begin tonight with the deadly eastern Kentucky floods as many people are still trapped waiting to be rescued. President Biden expediting federal resources for flood relief efforts in 12 Kentucky counties. Several lawmakers who push for federal assistance say although there is a long road ahead, this declaration will be critical to the long-term recovery of people in eastern Kentucky. As of right now, Governor Beshear says 16 people have died in the floods, and that number could rise. There are still thousands of power outages reported at this hour, with mudslides and flooding blocking more than 24 roads in the region, making it difficult for first responders to reach hard-hit areas. Crews are working around the clock to regain access.
Now, it's a dynamic situation. Search and rescue is still ongoing. We weren't able to reach parts of eastern Kentucky where the water hasn't even crested. But I know that we're going to do our very best. And I know everybody out there trying to help is doing their very best. We're going to be with those that have been impacted tomorrow, the next day, the next week, and the next year to get them back on their feet.
Beshear also signing an executive order to prohibit price gouging during these devastating floods. The fiscal court calling on people in Franklin County to help donate to eastern Kentucky. Donations are being collected immediately, lasting through August 5th. Items needed include bottled water, diapers, baby food, and non-perishable food items. All donations can be dropped off at the Franklin County Fire Station. The eastern Kentucky floods still on everyone's mind, with more rain chances coming during the weekend. Let's check in with meteorologist David Aldrich for the latest. David, thank you. This Sunday, Jets Pizza is also pitching in to provide relief to eastern Kentucky. All Jets Pizza locations in Lexington will begin collecting donations of non-perishable food items, bottled water, and hygiene products. They will also donate 10% of all sales to the East Kentucky Dream Center. The Better Business Bureau is warning against scammers that could target victims of the floods. They say situations like this are perfect for scammers to take advantage of as they prey on people's emotions and willingness to help those in need. If you think you've fallen victim to a scam, contact the BBB. The flooding presenting another challenge as it comes just as students were preparing to head back to school. Danielle Miskell is in Knott County with more.
News.
Still much more to come on Fox 56 News at 7. Up next, how one nonprofit is already finding ways to give back to those struggling in the floods.
Help the flood victims in eastern Kentucky.
Right now, we're seeing so many people and organizations joining together to help those struggling in the eastern Kentucky floods. Joining me now to talk about that is Alyssa Taylor, the Kentucky Program Director with nonprofit Save the Children. So thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thanks for having me, Imani.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us how Save the Children is working to help children impacted in eastern Kentucky.
Save the Children has been partnering with our southeastern Kentucky school districts since 1932. So we have been working with them for decades. Thankfully, we have pre-positioned items ready in our Lexington warehouse that we are shipping on site to these locations as we speak. So we had 3 truckloads arrive today of water, hygiene kits, non-perishable food items, clothing, blankets, etc., to help relieve some of the immediate needs that they're having.
And why is this a cause that's just so important to your organization?
We're based in eastern Kentucky. We have been working here for decades, as I said, providing education programs, and these are our friends and family. We're so invested in these communities. We were there in Hazard, Kentucky on Wednesday hosting a literacy event with the community and saw so many families come through, so it's just heartbreaking for us, and we'll be with them to get back on their feet.
And why is it so important that everyone find a way to help in any way that they can?
I think Kentucky always comes together. It's a wonderful state, and especially Eastern Kentucky, we always come together to help our neighbors. And these are our neighbors. These are our friends and our family, and we'll do all we can to help them get back on their feet. It's just a devastating loss for so many people, and we'll rally around them to make sure that they get through this.
All righty, sounds good. Thank you so much for your time and what you're doing. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And for more information on other ways you can help those struggling in Eastern Kentucky, visit our website. That's fox56news.com. Our coverage of the Eastern Kentucky floods continues as people in the region try to pick up the pieces. Our Tyler Melito is in Breathitt County tonight with more. And Tyler, how are things looking out there right now? All right, David, thank you. Still much more to come on the Eastern Kentucky floods. Up next, we head out to Perry County to see how people there are dealing with the impact of these storms. Hazard State Representative in Frankfort also leads his local faith community as a pastor. His church is among dozens being used as a makeshift shelter. Bodie Brooks has more from that church in Perry County. Just a heartbreaking situation there. We are continuing our team coverage of the deadly flooding in Eastern Kentucky. Our own Mandy Noel also went out to Perry County to find out how people there are trying to pick up the pieces. Just devastating, really, what we're seeing taking place in Eastern Kentucky. We're going to get a final look at the forecast. David, is there any relief coming? Right, David, thank you. And thank you for watching. Our flood coverage continues tonight at 10. Have a good night.